It's a royal tour of heritage rivers, frontier history, and Aboriginal culture. Prince to Prince, a 700-kilometer journey from Prince George in the east to Prince Rupert on the west coast. The two princes sit like urban bookends, one on the interior plateau, the other on the Pacific Ocean, with a long stretch of British Columbia wilderness and rural communities between. The landscape is shaped by rivers, two of British Columbia's mightiest, the Fraser and the Skeena. These waterways and their far-reaching tributaries are both ancient and modern-day fishing grounds. Their valleys are the historic routes of early explorers and today's transportation corridors. At the confluence of the Fraser and Nechako rivers, Prince George lies at the industrial center of Canada's largest softwood lumber area. With more than 75,000 residents, it's the province's fifth biggest city, the gateway to northern BC and beyond. The founding in 1994 of the University of Northern British Columbia prompted a revitalization of Prince George. The city's law courts, the new civic center, and other downtown buildings are part of the legacy. In looking to the future, Prince George has not forgotten its past. The local Railway and Forest Industry Museum showcases the region's long-established ties to natural resources. West of Prince George, the Prince to Prince journey follows lake shores and streams along Highway 16, the Yellowhead. Some call this part of BC the North, yet the farms on the outskirts of Vanderhoof are actually the geographic center of the province. South of Burns Lake, passengers aboard the Francois Lake Ferry get a waterfront view of the big lakes that feed the Nechako and Fraser rivers on the interior plateau. Beyond Burns Lake, the waters divide. The highway climbs over to the seaward side of the coast mountains, and the rivers run down to meet the sea on BC's north coast. The journey follows the Bulkley River, a tributary of the Skeena. Midway between the two princes, the Bulkley flows into the town of Smithers. Hudson's Bay Mountain looms prominently in the background, and the community bolsters its alpine aura with Bavarian art and architecture. The Bulkley River narrows to 15 meters beyond Smithers at Morristown. Native fishermen have taken salmon from this gorge for 4,000 years, and their traditional fishing methods are still the most efficient. The fishermen at Morristown give a glimpse into the ancient culture that is thriving here in the 21st century. Downriver at Kisan, near Hazelton, the Gitsan people share their knowledge with interested visitors. The Prince to Prince journey hugs the Skeena River from Hazelton all the way down to the sea. Just upstream from the city of Terrace, a reaction ferry uses the force of the river to shuttle cars and passengers across to the hamlet of Usk. Terrace is the largest settlement between the princes. Anglers come here to anchor in the powerful currents of nearby rivers. Several fish species inhabit the Skeena and its tributaries, and the trophy-sized salmon are legendary. Away from the fast-flowing rivers favored by salmon fishermen, there's slower canoeing water at provincial parks along the Prince to Prince route. Many families set up camp in the parks and take time to hike the nature trails or cycle the wooded mountain bike paths. Not all parks preserve the region's natural history. Heritage Park in Terrace is a collection of original log buildings furnished with utensils and appliances of the pioneer era. At the seaward end of the journey, Prince Rupert is a pocket of civilization in the midst of the Canadian wild. Its deep-sea port is a gateway to Asian markets, and the upscale city center is the primary shopping area for 17,000 residents. As in other communities along the Prince to Prince route, The histories of local settlers and First Nations are well represented in Prince Rupert. Staff at the Museum of Northern British Columbia encourage visitors to join Aboriginal guides on tours of ancient village sites.
So once again, you see the eyebrows here, the eyes, the mouth.
Part of the region's more recent history is the restored North Pacific Cannery village at nearby Port Edward. The last of 19 canneries at the mouth of the Skeena River, it closed in 1972 after operating for 83 years. Though only about 1/4 the size, Prince Rupert has much in common with the other princely bookend, Prince George. Each is a junction on major transportation routes, a takeoff point for trips into the northernmost reaches of British Columbia. And in the 700 kilometers between the princes, the stunning mountain vistas, the lakes and salmon rivers, the rural communities separated by farms and endless stretches of forest, make this journey one of the most scenic in a province already celebrated for its natural scenery.